Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, the Netherlands edition. Where last episode, boys, we built this huge transportation hub right now. It's more of a distribution hub, isn't it? Where lots of trains arrive dropping off the goods, the trucks come and pick it up, and they deliver it to their destinations. Now, there's a few things I want to tweak in today's episode. I want to take a look at reevaluating the actual truck routes, seeing if they're actually now going to the correct places and they serve the correct areas, because I feel like we're kind of missing out on a little bit of demand. And also, is there any new places we could travel to that will pretty much be quite easy for the trucks to navigate as well? Now, something else I want to do as well is I want to finalize the Amsterdam train station with its own separate routes. We have the loop lines coming through, and they are quite busy, but they also share, hold on, wrong button. They also share the line with another line, and I want to now divide it to keep them completely separate, and I want to reevaluate whether we need the line that goes from Rotterdam to Utrecht right now, coming through Warden. It's going to be an interesting one, boys, because there is a lot of money being lost right now. So if you are enjoying the series so far, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are newer to this, so you do get notified when more episodes do come out. But now, we are going to add the finesse that will finish off this area beautifully. So we'll come back to the trucks a little bit later. I also want to wait for a few more deliveries to kind of come in, and then we'll see what's happening. But let's take a look then at our lines over here. So, coming into Amsterdam, we have a bunch of lines, okay? We have a bunch of lines, and we did since separate a lot of them to make it a whole lot easier for us to kind of be able to navigate the trains in and out, makes us more frequent, and increases the rate of people being transported. But our Amsterdam Loop 1 and Loop 2, they share, well, they don't share, but they utilize these two platforms here. And then we have the Amsterdam to, I think is it Harderwijk? It's not the Harderwijk line, it's the Arnhem line, isn't it? Yes. Now this is on separate platforms, but they share as they exit the same two sets of tracks as the two loops, and they all go down to this station over here. So we're going to try and divide it to keep them separate. That will increase the rate of the trains coming in. I can then add more trains to them lines to make them a little bit more efficient. But the problem is, and it's not really a problem, but we have this additional line coming in right now, which I don't know if it's worthwhile. And that is this line here. Now, it just goes from there to Rotterdam via here. And does it make money? Not really. It seems to be doing pretty well right now. But I don't know whether to kind of keep it in. Now, it only has one train. I changed it to one train. And it might be enough to make profit. Now, I could potentially integrate it where it's its own separate platform and then doesn't interact with my other two lines coming in. That will keep it separate. And I might then keep it in. I don't know. But before we do all that then, let's actually now separate these lines. So, what I'll do first is I'll get rid of you. Right. And my loop lines are going to be on the outside. So, a lot of this stuff is now going to get deleted, unfortunately. But we'll run it all together. And hopefully there's not too much destruction. And also at the same time... Oh, do I do it separate where we have a dividing piece of track? I know I haven't done it here. No, actually, I technically have with the cargo line. But you know how, like, we keep it separate because there's a gap because of the platform? Oh, decisions. It does mean it pushes it over by one more. But at the same time, I kind of do like having the gap. I do like having the gap. So, we're going to have the gap. Oh, it doesn't take me much persuading for me, does it? Right, so we're going to have to delete some stuff now then. So, you're going to have to be deleted. And I think we'll be okay until we get to this point right now. That's when it's all going to start throwing a little bit of a wobbler. So, bringing you in. All the way to there. So, let me now just quickly delete the middle bit. Alright, get rid of all of you. So I'll build as much as I can before I have to pause the game to rejig a lot of stuff. But this is going to be pretty sweet. This is going to be pretty sweet. Now, we've got to figure out how we're running into here, but I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet. So run you to there, run you to there. So in theory, I should now be able to run directly from there to there. And then be able to delete you. And then run all the way down. Very good, boys. Very good. So, we've got this line running now. It's only one train. So I could also just bring it in on one line. That's not a problem. But it's how I configure this. Now, we know the loop lines are going to use the right-hand side there. So what's the best way for me to do this? Now, I could, in theory, just add in some platform extensions, go along, and then put the train line on the opposite side. It would then delete those buildings. Now, is it best for me to pause now? I think it is. I think it's best if I pause right now, and let's do some deleting. So, delete you. It's all got to go, unfortunately. But it will be so much more efficient once I've completed all of this. Right, delete all of you, delete you. Right, I'm going to delete it all just so I can redo the station. And then we'll come back and sort the rest of it all out. Right, come on. Kind of configure. Okay, so I can't go further by the looks of it. I think it actually might be down to the fact that these buildings are here. Now, can I do it? Yes. For some reason the game doesn't like me to destroy buildings from the platform side. So train tracks, bam, bam. There definitely is. Oh, no. I'm about to delete the whole station. Definitely is room for me to squeeze another train track in here. So if I kind of continued like that, I know this looks a little bit wild. But I promise you I won't go the whole distance. Do you know what? It doesn't need to go that far. Okay, it doesn't need to go that far. We'll just go to there. We'll just go to there. Now, I could make the platform a little bit longer now. Now I've got the little bit of freedom to do so. So we'll just go to there on the platform. Extension. And then let's get the passenger buildings all in. Oh, we've got the new style of building now, haven't we? Right, you go in there. You go in there. Let's go for the smaller. Can I go for the smaller one? Oh, no, I can't build anything there because of the train track. It's fine. That's fine. I totally knew that. I totally knew that. Right, let me now just run you into here. And then you would run into here. You would run into there. And, of course, you run into there. Now, this is like not an end route or an end stop in any way, shape, or form. So I technically don't need any crissy-crossies. I don't need any. So that all runs pretty sweet. I've just now got to figure out how this runs. Now, do I have this bend just to kind of come away slightly from all of this and then to bend in that way? And then all I've got to do, if I ever do eventually add a second train back onto this line, it will just kind of connect in like that. As simple as that may be. As simple as that may be. Right, let's go sort out the Amsterdam side right now, and then we are ultimately good to go. So I've got to delete this, which is actually, it's going to break all my trains, this is, isn't it? Right, let me just see what trains are currently here. Is that a loop train? That's a loop train there. We're okay here. Are you a loop train? No. Right, okay, so there's only one loop train currently there at the minute that I've got to deal with. So, train track wise, let me just run this all the way down here. It's going to delete so much stuff. Right, that's okay. Just delete this middle one here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to run that train line into... It's going to mess up there. So let me delete you, delete you, delete you. Right, hold on, boys. And then we'll wiggle it in. Right, this will delete a few buildings there. Don't worry, they will all grow back. Now, the loop line doesn't need a crisscross because it's not an end route, an end platform, an end station. But let me now just get the road back in here. Right, is that the best bendy wendy we can do? Yes. Very good, boys. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Right. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Now, this train here is going to have some issues. It's going that way, so if I just quickly do this... Or not. If I do that, that puts the... Ooh. What has this done? Oh, it's the other line. It's this one. Manage. It needs to go on to platform 5 and only platform 5. So that solves you. And then my other 2 loop lines should be going back and forth here. It's hard to tell what loop line's what there. But if I change this to like a dark purple. Ah, I see the issue. I see the issue. And I'll go for like a lightish purple. So here we say Amsterdam Loop 1, manage the line. So here, this is the issue I've got now, is I don't know which direction it's technically running in. It's going back compared to the color of this one. No. What color is this one? That's the lighter purple, so the darker purple is going that way. So lighter purple would be on number 4. I think I've got this right. I think I've got this right. This will be on number 3. And then, of course, this line here is 1 and 2? Right, no. Where's that line? That goes from... Wait, hold on. Where does that go, sorry? Amsterdam. Oh, Venedal. Right, okay, right. Oh, it goes for here twice. It goes for here twice, guys. So, from Amsterdam, coming down, it goes on number 2. No, sorry, number 3. Oh, I've messed up. I've messed up. I'm on the wrong station here. I've messed up. So, number 2, and then you is number 4. No, number 1. Right, that's sorted, but I've messed up big time in Arnhem. Where was Arnhem? Arnhem? Where are you? Down here. What I've done is I've not allowed this to now utilize all its platforms. Right, okay, there we go. Right, I'm getting so confuzzled right now. My brain is not computing. Right, so the loop lines now are broken. So, Amsterdam Loop 1, what is your issue? So, your issue is... This is a good point. What is your issue here? Why can't you continue? Because you should be going on the correct line. Am I missing something? Or are they on the wrong side of the train tracks? Is that what the issue is? So if I was to put this one on number 3... Yes, okay, that was on the wrong side. See, guys, got there in the end. Right. That just shows you how, if I was confused, imagine the train drivers right now trying to figure out where they've got to go. Right, that does what I needed to do, but... There's a couple of trains right now on the wrong sides. Right, double slip that there. Signal-wise... Oh, I've messed up big time somewhere. Right, let's sort this all out then. Okay, why have I now got an issue? Is there another line coming in? Right, let me just get these signals done, boys. Let me just get these signals here done. Because clearly we now have another issue somewhere. I'm not quite sure what this is all about. So we have another issue somewhere. It is the Amsterdam loop here manage this line. Now from Amsterdam here, which it's on number 1, why are you unable to make it to here on number... Ah, it's still set on number 1 there. And then you are still set on number 4. Right, there we go. Guys, there we got there in the end. We got there in the end, baby. Right, Amsterdam Loop 1, that train is also on the wrong side of the tracks. So just quickly do this. And that should set it on its way. That train switched over, so it's just those 2 trains that are incorrect. And they're the ones that need to be just slightly modified to get on the correct side of the train tracks. Right, so that should cross over now, which it does. With that one now doing what it's done, I can then delete this. Very good, very good. You're now going to be completely crossed over. I can then delete this. Very good, very good. And now I can breathe, as I've now split it completely. Which should then mean we're running a little bit smoother. Now, we don't need this slippy slip anymore. We do not need it, so I can actually technically now get rid of it. And what I've got to... Oh, no, I messed up again. What I've got to do is I've got to replace it now for the trains that you... What do you mean this is not possible? You literally just existed. I got to replace it then with your standard crisscrosses. So the line that comes in here and treats it as an end station is this one. So we'll just do a crisscross here. Oi! Let me crisscross. Right, let's try that again. There we go. And then that one's able to crisscross. Now, this one is also an end route. So I could have kept it in, but I'm just doing this so I can have a little bit more control over my lines. Right, that's all done. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Right, you're good to go, right? You're now unloading. Right, sweet, sweet, sweet. That's now done. That's now more efficient. And what that means is I can then add more more trains to the loop lines to increase the frequency, which is very, very important. Very important right now. Now, do they crisscross over here? They do not, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to keep it as it is. So now they no longer share. They haven't got to wait on this little strip here where it is quite busy, and I can add more trains to it. Now, let me just real quick right now. All right, add you in there. Add you in. So that goes that way. That goes this way. Is there a way in which I can add or set it up where it does a... Okay, double slip there. That works. And then double slip there. So that allows me now to access all 4 train lines in all 4 directions if I wanted to add more trains on it. So the loop line itself, we did recently add more trains to it, but I don't know if I've had enough time yet to see it actually kind of transport those additional passengers. But that really, really helps us out there. Now, I've got another idea as well, is to extend this elevated run. So we have a stop over here because it is quite dead in terms of public transport. And then this town here has no trains. I could then end the elevated run there. That could be interesting. We shall see. We shall see. Now, is this the loop line as well? Yeah, okay, right. The loop lines are going to need a few more trains. So I'm going to add 2 more. Add 2 more to both of the 2 loop lines. And see what that does for us. Increased frequency should work in our favor. Right, okay. Let that do what it's going to do then. In the meantime, boys, we're going to take a look at the trucks over here. Now, we do seem to have a lot of goods on some of these platforms. This Lee Brick line right now, only 4 trucks. Oh, okay. All right, let's add 1, 2, 3. Let's double it. Let's double it. Get some more on there. Where else is looking pretty busy? Everything else looks kind of normal. Maybe perm food. How far have you got to drive? I'll add 2 more vehicles on that. There we go. Amsterdam fuel. Now, I need to rejiggle this. I need to see, right, if these stops now make sense. So you can see right now that that stop there, it's great, but there's a lot of food demand over this side. There's a lot of fuel demand over this side. While it does do a little bit of both, it's now no longer in the best position. So let's see if we can add a few additional stops in. So building-wise, truck and load stop. Like, even if I did this, it's still not going to be enough, but it's a better radius than before. So let's zoom in. And let's put this on the main dragger road here. Right, do I drop it there? Or here? Or there? Or there? I'm gonna drop that there. So that's a brand new fuel line I'm going to create. So new line. Only a small back and forth right now. 2. I believe I already have a number 1. Yeah. I have a number 1. So does that give it its own platform? Where's Amsterdam Fuel 2? It does, yes. And we need to buy a vehicle for it. Where's my vehicle depot? Where's my closest vehicle? Ah, it's over here. So buy cargo. Right down. We need the oil tanker one. And I'll buy 2 to begin with. Because it is such a short distance. Now, where else could we benefit from next? I know there's a big chunk of food over here, but I'm sure that train station... Oh, no, it doesn't have the greatest radius possible. Do you have a truck and load stop over here? We do there, which covers a little bit, which is good. There's a nice food section over here that could be heavily utilized. Now... Right, let me think here. Let me see if I deleted this. And if I built a road. Could we get away? Okay, not with a bridge. Sorry, a tunnel, but I can do a bridge. To be honest with you, I should have done the bridge directly to that road. Right, we'll see what issues that creates. Anyway, building-wise, I was only going to do that because there's a possibility that I could place the truck and load stop on the bridge to give us a better radius for dropping off some food. So another new line. And this will be our Amsterdam. Now, it's not perfect. There's still gaps here, there, and everywhere. There's still gaps here, there, and everywhere. Don't get me wrong. But it's a little bit better than what it was. So we'll go urban trucks. We'll get 2 of these. Something a little bit different. Amsterdam food. And just see how that kind of ticks along before I add more vehicles to it. So apart from Amsterdam, is there anywhere else that we're not serving? Now, I think we have a run down here to Perm right now for food. I believe we do. Beverwick right now doesn't get any food. Let me double check. Oh, no, it does get food. Where does the food come from? Oh, we do have a line coming in. It's there. It was hidden behind the name. Wait, hold on. Alkmaar demands free products? Is that the only town that demands free products in the game right now? It could be. It could be. So I'm bringing bricks, fuel, and food over. We could bring something over to here. Does it... Or would it require... Actually, it could actually be quite a quick and easy rundown if I sorted out a better road system. Alright, if that ran into there, and let's say I deleted you, and we sorted out a slight bend there, kept this running straight, and then go for a nice bend there. That becomes a little bit of a highway run down to this town that I could bring trucks along without any issues. So building wise, oh, and it's just here as well. So we'll just drop you there. New line. Now I know trains are a lot more efficient. Completely understand that, okay? Completely understand that. I'm not a fool. We know this. But I like the idea of this big distribution hub. Now, what's a quicker vehicle? This is a quicker vehicle for all cargo. I'll buy 6 because of the distance. I didn't give that a name, did I? So it'll be, is it line 4? Yes. Now, I don't think these are actually going on different platforms. So 10. Amsterdam, fuel 2. Right, that's there. We've done that one. It's the Amsterdam food, isn't it? $11. I like to have them all separate. It looks pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. Right, so let them do what they've got to do then. There's a lot more for like laden brick. But the truck should get through it back and forth. Is there any other towns that require brick in the vicinity? Amersfoort does. That's a little bit out of the way, though, for us. Oh, Warden over here does. Okay, let's do one last one over here. The brick line, baby. And then from there to there, make it red. I can't even spell. Whoa, brick. Nice. Right, I'm going to reevaluate that train line running through it as well. So what's the truck that carries bricks? These ones. I'll buy 6 of these because of the distance. Whoa, brick. Nice. Right. Let that do what it's got to do. Also, did Woe Brick have a separate area? No. Number 12. Nice. Right, let it do what it's got to do, boys. Let it do what it has got to do. I'm surprised it doesn't use the highway run. I would have thought that would have been a quicker option for them. Running down this way and then turning off and in. But apparently still going through the town is still the quicker option. Right, this line then. Okay, now it's profitable. Ooh, it depends. It depends. It depends, boys, doesn't it? I could add an extra... Do you know what? Actually, that line could be worthwhile. It could actually make sense, and it could be beneficial if it did one more stop. And that stop would be to a town that doesn't have a current station, which would be here. Then that line makes perfect sense. Why didn't I think of that? Well, of course I did. I just thought of it, so I did think of it. Right, let's do that. So we're doing end route. We'll do 2 tracks. Spin it right round. And we'll just go there. Oh, no. Right, I'm gonna put it there. Let me configure and delete. And then go for a bigger station. Or not. Right, let's delete you. It won't let me, like, well, when you hold the shift down and then click, it won't let me click. It's weird. Like, very weird. So, hang on, I gotta do high speed first. I'll go further back. To see if I can get that big building down. Oh no, I'm too far away. That was the issue. It wasn't that I was too close. I'm too far away. Right, is that enough? No, now I'm too close. Will I be able to get this right? What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon I'll be able to get this right? Right, still too close. Right, take 28. Right, I bet you this one's now too far. Oh no, there we go. Nailed it. See, I knew what I'm doing. Okay, so let's bring... Right, we kind of need to do the bend. I'd say... here. So train track wise, bring you up like that. And then just go for the full shebang. So I'm going to raise it slightly a bit more. Liking that. Liking that. Magical. Absolutely magical, boys. Alright, little crisscross here if it'll allow me. There we go. Signals. Bam. Got one there. We'll do one there and there. We'll do one there and there. I'll do one there and there. So all I've got to now do is grab that line. And it's borderline. I think it is borderline making profit. It may be making profit, but now it's going to make even more profit. Now we have a reason to keep that line. It's gone from being almost deleted to now we've got an actual reason. So, Rotterdam, bam, bam, bam. So this is where it now kind of messes up. So back to Rotterdam, but then to here. So there you utilize both train tracks. And then in Rotterdam, we've got to now try and sort this out. So I'm going to get it to utilize these two there, if possible. So Rotterdam here is 1, 2. And then going out is number 3 and nothing else, nothing but number 3. Let me just make it orange so I can see it. Yes. Perfection. Perfection, he says. Right, the whole Amsterdam debacle over here is a little bit all over the place. What else is coming in? The loop trains are coming in. Yep. Yeah, it is what it is. I've got to sort that out. At some point, I'm going to have to sort that out. But that now covers pretty much a decent portion of the city. So now they're going to grow really big because now all of a sudden they've got public transportation. So that means they can now skyrocket. They've been plateauing for ages, so it'll be interesting to come back and see how the connection has affected the city. Right. Okay. Let's keep it going. Big improvements so far. Big improvements. So we've added a couple of extra trains on those loops, but the loop is quite large and it does take them a while to kind of make their way through all of this. I believe that this train line here does share with others, but I reckon I can then merge an extra 2 tracks going in onto that platform where the one uses it as an end station. And then that goes down and then continues. So that's how I can make that one a bit more efficient. And then we also have... Is it this line going back? No, hold on. It's... Wait, is it just the loop lines that then continue that way? It is. Oh, wow, okay. But they've got to crisscross anyway, because that one line goes that way. And yeah, okay, I see the issue, but I can make this line coming in a little bit more efficient, but Rotterdam's not that bad. It's not an issue. You know, its current setup is more than adequate. More than adequate, boys. Right, do we need to look at getting... I don't think I can get bigger planes now, can I? Or do I just need more planes? Right, passenger, do it by capacity. So we've got the 757s that carry 50. I could go up to 60 if I got the DC-10s. They are a little bit faster. That'll give me an extra 120 capacity on the whole line. There we go. The big boys for the big boy demand. Nice. Nice, boys. Nice. Right, lots of goods coming in. So, do I dare check what line's losing me the most amount of money? This brick line here losing me 33 million. Now, I think that, it's due to when a delivery comes in, because a delivery is about to come in now, and now we got some cash. How much stuff is over here right now? There's only one brick, because a train's just... Oh, a train is just left empty-handed. Now, why is that? I mean, why is that? Oh, do we run out by the time the next train drops a load off? We are up there. We've produced and shipped. But what else? We've got a load of food here, don't we? Let me add in an extra 2 trains here. Yeah, it's an extra 2. That's now dropping the goods in. I'm wondering what the issue now is. Do you run out in time? I can see you running out because the train's only there. So if I edit this to have a bigger cargo wagon. But then this train here. Oh, where'd it go? There's 150 on the platform. That can hold 200. Let's edit you. So that carries 300 as well. Right, that's now loading up. It could be that we just need another one, but that's definitely not producing. when that's coming back. So that can definitely increase the number there. Right. Is that a bunch of food now being taken? Yes. 300 food being now sucked up. Oh, I forgot those trains go back, don't they? I forgot about that. I could actually turn it around. Or not. Right, let's just not mess with it. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, that's sorting out all the oil. Are these, like, maxed out? Pretty much. These aren't, so it just shows that there is a little bit more room. But yeah, those extra 2 trains should make a huge difference. Right, that's going to pick up. There's no stone here right now. We're waiting for that next delivery. I don't know whether it now makes sense to have another train on. Or whether that would be adequate enough. But that should now have more because we're now delivering an extra 100 per delivery. So we'll see how that gets on. We will see how that gets on. Right, very good, boys. Very good. Is the brick route here still an issue? Yes. I'm going to add another 4. Increase those deliveries. And then I think that brick line, it just depends on when you view it. It depends on when the delivery's been placed, but it does make profit within the year. Right, the 2 Amsterdam loops now are losing quite a bit of cash, but I don't think I've given them enough time for all the trains to settle down to pick people up and drop them all off. It will be getting there. Also, we're bringing a bunch of new people from over here, which will obviously stop at Rotterdam and get onto the loop line. So that will be interesting. We've already had well over almost 72 people already skedaddle. So now we're going to go through a huge growth spurt with this area, which does link up to that town and that town and that town. So you might see him drive down here to get to it. So we're getting somewhere. Right, how we oh my goodness me, I'm about to say how we're looking here. We're not looking good, boys. We're not looking good. So this is the fuel and goods. So let's first see if I can replace the actual vehicles. We've got these ones that carry 30. These ones carry 32. So we go for the 32, replace, and then duplicate. And then, is that the one I've just sorted out? No. Wait, fuel and goods. That's not fuel and goods. Where are you going? Wait, hold on. I've got the wrong type of vehicle on that, haven't I? I've got the wrong type of vehicle. Oh, no, all cargo. It needs to be an all cargo. Yeah, no, I've got the right type of vehicle. All cargo. You're just fuel, and you go to there and back. Now replace these. It's them ones anyway, so I think it's maybe just a case of duplicating it. Being a bit more proactive about it. Very good. Now, we're getting over here delivered. Also, machines. Where does the machines get created again? Over here. Now, you're not getting enough steel, by the looks of it. Rotterdam steel. For the goods. But you need more steel as well. Now, these are pretty much flat out. But it's the coal situation. This has always been my pain, hasn't it? This has always been my pain. One train has to let the others out, which completely slows down the whole route. I need it where, like, kind of, it does loop round and then in, and then they can go straight out. But is there any other steel plants around? There's some ore there. There is some coal here. I might be blind. We'll have to think about that one. We'll have to have a serious think about that and what I could do to kind of change things up slightly. Because it's not really that efficient down here, is it? It's not really the most efficient system. And we're losing out on that one train. We are losing out. Right, we'll figure this out next episode, I reckon. I reckon there's a better way to do this. I might turn it into going a little bit of a loop system. Just because then they're all pushing out that way. So they spiral around and they split into 4 platforms which all then can lead out. And then they're ready and raring to go. Could be the way. It could also not be the way. Who knows? But we need a little bit more coal being delivered. Just to kind of evenly balance it all out. But also at the same time, we probably need more steel somewhere. These need more steel. It's a given. There's 2 trains on that line. There's 2 trains on that line. We could also do with changing the carriages on them. Because they need more steel deliveries as well. I think that's what we do first. Right, manage the vehicles. Replace them. And we'll go electric. Bam. Cargo. Bam. Hopefully that's good enough. And they don't overhang. Were they 300 capacity before? I think they were, but now they should be faster. They should now be faster trains. Could it warrant that I add a 3rd train on the line? Maybe, maybe. Right, this is not efficient, is it? Right, pause. Road. Let's see why we... Oh, what happened there? Right, delete that back a bit more. Right, there we go. Straight across. Bridge pillar collision issue. Bendy wendy right round. It's not beautiful. But it saves them having to keep crossing over the train line. Efficiency. Right, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Right, this city is going to start skyrocketing. There's over 90 people now waiting. That line then that runs down here, where's the train for it? Because now all of a sudden, it's just leaving. The finances are going to jump up. Completely filled to the brim, which is great. We might have to revert back to having 2 trains on that line. I reckon anyway. Right, so lots of deliveries coming in. That Lee brick line should now really help us out. Do they come down this way? They do come... it depends, doesn't it? They kind of drive around, which is not the end of the world. Right, everything seems to be running pretty smooth right now. Okay, everything seems to be running pretty smooth. We've got a few additional delivery areas. Increasing capacities. Getting a little bit happier with it. I am hoping we're now going to be starting to produce a few more bricks. The train is on the way back right now. That doesn't quite have the 300 on board. Is there still a lot here waiting? I mean, you gotta get those shipment numbers up, right? Do I add a second train for the sake of it? I don't know. It's a tough one. We will see. Right, those 2 additional food trains will eat up everything. We're getting just as much fuel there as well, so I might add an extra 2 fuel trains and see how we get on. The food line is the one that's losing the most amount of money. That's because the train's got to go back and then come back again. We understand that. I added new planes on here, which the finances are telling us a different story. But again, gotta wait for it to all kind of catch up with itself. The backlog on the loops is starting to die down a bit, which is absolutely perfect. That is increased capacity and more efficiency on the actual tracks. Again, very good, very good. And hopefully we'll see some improvements around here as well. The fact that we've got more capacity on the vehicle lines. We've created that as a bridge. And then we might need to take a look at stuff like our tram routes as well. So both of these lines we're going to duplicate. And double the capacity because a lot of these stations right now are so busy. Depending on which way they're going, depends on how many people are on there. So, duplicate them. Probably could have changed the actual vehicle, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And where's it gone? Where's that system over here? We've got to look to do something a little bit better over here. It's always been a little bit of a pain, this area, for me. It always has been. I don't think we need to add a third train onto the steel run. I think those engines, the electric ones, are a bit more efficient. But there's a lot of coal here that needs to be delivered, but it's very slow process. So I'm going to play around with doing a loop that comes round and then lines up perfectly to go out with like 4 platforms. The ore line's completely fine because they have the speed, which means they're spaced out a bit better. But because of how short this is, they get caught up then with one another, which what makes that line a little bit slower. So we'll see. Hopefully I don't make the same mistake I did last time with the loop that I had here. But I think I know what I'm doing this time. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, have I, boys? I haven't got a clue. Right, that's going to pick up the wood. Brum, brum, brum. Which is dropping it over here. Where does this go? Planks go directly down to there. So it's all a bit of a knock-on effect. If this could produce more machines, which it needs more steel to do that, it will then demand more wood. So this needs more steel. There's no other way about it. It delivers the machines over here, but also, right, it could do with having more customers for the machines. Now, is there anybody over here that requires machines? Perm does, Beverwick does, Alkmaar does. Oh, can't pronounce that town right there. That does. Utrecht does. So there's a few places that do require it, so maybe we could think about trying to give us a few more customers for it. Yeah, but I don't know how I would bring it over. That's a headache for another day. Until next time, boys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode so far. Big improvements. Has it affected our finances? Well, yeah, we just had our best income year to date. Previously, it was 2.12 billion. It's now 2.13 billion. And it should be a little bit higher with all the little stuff that I've now implemented. Guys, until next time, I will see you all soon. So goodbye.